Hey, what's up, everybody? We're back, kind of part two for tonight. I done got me some more medicine. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. We at Terry's mansion in the backdrop. Hey, if you don't know who I am, I'm Ericka Williams, author of The Smartphone Millionaire: How to Invest in People, Businesses, and Real Estate from the palm of your hand. You can grab it now on Amazon or always in the links below. Thank you, moderators, for posting the links of Terry's travel and trade course. But we would love for Miss Terry to introduce herself.
Hey everybody, my name is Teri Ijoema. I was able to escape the 9 to 5 and quit my job using investing in the stock market. Now I travel all over the world and trade full time. So it's been a really cool journey. I cannot believe this is going on my 1 year anniversary of my trade and travel course. I can't believe it. My first class in the States was May 26th. So we are almost there. But yeah, that's me.
The cycle continues. I always tell people, I'm like, you never know who you're going to meet. Man, there are 35 of y'all already in here. Make sure you hit that like button and make sure you drop your stock questions today.
Yeah.
Like y'all been doing for hours. I'm gonna do a stock show. Go ahead and drop your stock questions. Some people are in the chat are already saying happy anniversary on your course.
You
Um,
appreciate it. Thank you.
Drop your city and state so we know where we're working from. So Miss Terry, you know how this week gonna go. Listen,
Yeah.
right now we're sitting at unsold vehicles, the highest 10-year mark. We got all kind of stuff in the news. Says investors, like 34% of investors are hedging themselves and they're scared and they're worried. And I thought the best thing I could do was bring on Miss Terry, who the other day stock market's falling 650 points and Miss Terry's still making bank. Okay. So I thought, Miss Terry, tell us some of your thoughts on the week. China, Trump, the stock market's gonna be wild all summer, huh?
Yes. So I have lots of thoughts. My first thought is one that came up for me today, and I was wondering why, like usually I can make pretty big gains in a day. Like a couple weeks ago I made like 9,000 in a day. You guys have seen me, like I've been able to make like 16,000 in a day, 35,000 in a day. But the last week or so I was making smaller amounts, like 300, 500, 700. And granted, yes, we are in a trade war. We did just up tariffs to 25% on China goods. Praise God. Trump announced that he was holding off on tariffs for cars. So there was a little bump in the market today. But to tell you the truth, like I can make money when the stock market goes down. So for me, I was still like, what's going on? I should be making more money. But one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and like the big thought that crossed my mind is you have to understand that your returns are going to be proportionate to your account size. So I know we're going to get into more questions later, but I just moved a large amount of money over to pay off my student loan. So the account size that I'm trading now is a little smaller. And I had to remember, like, oh, that's why my returns are not as big right now, because my account size is a little smaller. Good for me, I paid off my student loan, but I had to remember that the amount of money that I make on my account is going to be proportionate to the account size. And so many of you guys usually ask me questions, and I think there's probably some questions now in the chat of like, well, how long will it take me to make $100 a day or $300 a day? We'll talk about it when we talk about your account size. There's some formulas I can give you to determine how much money you'll make based on how much money is in your account.
Okay, so a lot of people, they got $50, they want that 50 to turn to 500. And I'm always telling people, it would probably be better if you started with $1,000 to $2,000. You know what I mean?
Yes. Actually, like I was talking to the broker that I use, which is TradeStation, and they encourage you when you're thinking about trading for income to start with $2,000. And then the formula I was telling you guys about is actually you should expect to make on a daily basis 1% of your account size. So if you have $2,000, then you're trying to make $20 a day, and it'll go up from there. $10,000, you're trying to make $100 a day. And that will give you, that's just like a good little formula to help you understand how much you should be trying to make each day as an active investor.
Yeah, Curtis Davis dropped a little formula in there. Thank you, Curtis Davis. You just repeated what you said. Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you.
So that's why when you see people who have 100,000, or you got some Ricky Gutierrez is on YouTube up there like, I made $10,000 today, and it's not always because he's just so amazing. It's his account size is probably really big.
Yes, exactly. And there's good days like today, to tell you the truth, like my account size today is not that big because like I said, I moved a lot of money out, but I had some calls that did go up $10,000. I didn't sell them yet, so I can't report to you guys how much my profit was today. But like, yes, it can be done with small amounts, but that shouldn't be your expectation. Your expectation as a trader should be to just make about 1% of your account size a day. If we are able to start managing our expectations, I think even in times like this, when there's a recession, you'll still be able to do good and do well.
So let's say you're a day trader or swing trader. What are some things that like is affecting you? Would it be corn, wheat? Like, is it a particular market? Is it just everything? Like, does it matter? Is it just the stock market in general? What do you think?
Well, so a couple things. Corn and wheat are futures, and there's different types of there's different asset classes when you're trading stocks. So let's first address that. If you want to trade companies, then you'll be trading in the stock market or the
Thank you. I was trying to make it a longer explanation. I was trying to feed it to you like, Terry, give me the definition.
Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay,
we didn't have a free conversation. We didn't get to have a free conversation. So I was trying to like, what's the difference?
Sorry, y'all. And I just jumped right in here and started talking numbers and stuff. So I apologize. Usually we like chat, but I'm like getting right into the meat today. So hopefully you guys are
good. So corn and wheat are futures. Okay.
Yes. So okay, there's 4 different asset classes, major asset classes when you're trading stocks. The first one is if you're wanting to trade different companies, that's the stocks, and that's like the underlying asset, the stock. If you want to trade a derivative of that stock, you would be trading options. Options is where you trade 100 shares of a stock at a time, and you're actually borrowing shares from somebody else, trading them, and then giving them back. That's options. It's a derivative market. It's a lot more risky, but you also can make more money. Then you have futures. Futures is commodities. So that's like corn, wheat, soybeans, oil. You can also, in futures, you can also trade the whole S&P. So the whole, like the S&P 500, that's an index. That's 500 companies spread out over the United States that are doing pretty well. So when you hear somebody say something about the S&P 500 went up or down, that gives you an overview of how the whole economy is doing, because that's 500 of our largest companies, how they did today. They either went up or down. Same thing with the Dow. The Dow is our top 30 companies spread out across industries. So like McDonald's, Visa, big companies are in that Dow index. Like it's just a group of companies. When that goes up or down, you can also see how the economy is going. Futures market, they trade after hours. They also trade Forex. They trade the Dow and the S&P 500 can be traded in futures as well. So that is futures. And then you have, what all did I say? Then you have Forex. Forex is currencies. So a lot of times you might hear somebody say, oh, well, I'm trading Forex. What they're really trading is like the Aussie dollar, the Japanese yen, our American dollar, the euro. Those currencies are traded in Forex market. So those are the 4 different asset classes that you can trade when you're trading. People just call it the stock market, but there are 4 different asset classes.
Thank you for breaking that out for us. I was all like,
you're welcome. Hey, can I make a couple comments on that though? So people that are trading futures right now are making bank because every time our president, you guys know who he is, but every time our president tweets, and he does it in the wee hours of the morning and things just jump up really fast. So say, for example, on one Sunday, he said he was going to have new tariffs on China, and then the market dropped 500 points. That change is actually experienced in the futures market. So people who are trading futures got to actually trade and make money on that. Likewise, if you're trading currencies, a lot of those type of like immediate tweets and things, affect the currencies, but between the two nations. So that also can help a lot of people too. But like we still make money too, trading stocks and options. It's just once the market opens, we make moves based on that news.
Yeah, so someone had a comment in here, and I don't want to break your stride, but I just want to address it. Someone said, well, if you can't trade full time, is it reasonable to pursue it as an additional stream of income? Teri, explain to them your story. Like, explain to them how you got to this point.
Great question. So yeah, I've been trading stocks for 9 years, but I've only been doing it full time for 2. For the first 7 years, it's like 6.5 of those years, I was in education. I was in the education field for 10 years. And my last job was an assistant principal of an elementary school, but I was trading stocks on the side because, in education, we don't make a ton of money. So, we always have some kind of side hustle. For me, my side hustle was real estate and then also investing in stocks. And I kept doing that until my stocks were actually making more than my income as a assistant principal. So yes, you can still do it. And then what I would say is the strategies that I teach you is how to read charts. Once you're able to read charts and find out where the banks are buying a stock and where the banks are selling, you can just follow that movement and you don't have to watch it every day or all day. You can just kind of make sure you get in when the banks are and you get out when the banks are, and you can actually still make money while you're at work.
Love it, love it. So yeah, people are always like, well, do I need to have all this time? And like, there's such a big movement of people wanting to quit their job. And I'm like, you don't have to quit your job, And I'm meeting a lot of people who, here's the thing, Teri, what I love about Austin, Texas is so tech heavy. It's so like there's startup companies, people know the inside of this and that, a lot of investing. And what's interesting is a lot of people here have passive income. Like they'll have a rental somewhere and like, oh yeah, I do, I day trade here and there, I swing trade. And it's such an interesting, concept, that you could do that part-time. You don't have to be like glued to your computer everywhere. Like you literally traveled 9 different countries while still trading, right? From your phone.
Yes. Like the broker that I have, TradeStation, they have an app on your cell phone. And so like I could go anywhere and still be trading. Like I was on the beach and I actually was like looking back at some of my trades. So I made one of my biggest trades. It was like $20,000. It was over $20,000 on the beach in Mykonos in Greece. And I was just chilling on the beach trading on my cell phone while my friend was swimming. And she came back and I was like, oh, look what I did. And she was like, what the? You just made all this while I was swimming? Like, let me get my life together. But yes, you can do it from anywhere. I did it on my cell phone. I still trade on my cell phone now. So it's a great thing. And then one other thing I'd say on that too is you can choose when to trade. So for example, in the last 2 days, Google has gone up $50 per share. So like you've made some pretty good money in 2 days. Now you can take that win and just kind of sit on it and go do whatever you want to do. So for example, the other day, I put it on Instagram. I think you talked about it. Like I had made $9,000 in a day. So I kind of took off for a week. I've met my goal. Like my goal is $1,000 a day. That covers 9 days worth of trading. So I don't have to like force myself to trade as much. So yeah, it's something where you can do it when you want to and then take off when you don't.
Teri, listen, Teri be living the life, y'all. This summer I'm taking my sabbatical. Teri's like, do it.
Yeah,
enjoy yourself, treat yourself. But I will
always tell her to. And like, just by the way, audience, we love y'all, but y'all need to tell her to take some time off. Like, you know what? We will be here when you get back. Enjoy your life, send pictures. Yes, Ericka,
listen, they know I'm gone. I'm so gone. I'm gone like 2 weeks ago. My mind already been gone. I'm going to Italy, and my photographer will be with me for that part. But then I go to Montenegro and Dunkirk. I'm saying it wrong, Croatia. But like the flight to go to Greece from there is like $30. I was like, sounds like I'm in Greece. I gotta get there.
Croatia, that's on my bucket list. Actually, I've been to Greece. And I was planning to do a little trip to Croatia, but then I needed to come home. So, girl, send me some pictures.
Game of Thrones is the only reason I'm going, so I can do the Game of Thrones tours, like, and be like, I'm saving the 8 kingdoms, all kind of ridiculousness. So,
amazing. I need you to take a picture of where the dragon did not burn up. Like, is there any part of the wall that did not get burnt up?
Oh, I know, right? So like, I'm literally there's so many ridiculous gag jokes I'm gonna do. And there's a really great guy who does a tour. Ooh, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. So thank you, Rock and Roll Dina, for $5. She said no time off for Ericka. I love these streams. No, Rock and Roll Dina, I got to go. Y'all get Wednesday and Fridays. That's it. Like, there's gonna be a panel on Wednesdays, and then there'll be Fridays live, Freedom Fridays. That's it for the summer.
You're adding days. I thought you were just gonna do Fridays. You up
Well,
here?
I gotta have one day that's a panel and one day that's not a panel. But the thing of it is like, if you want to see those shows, you guys know YouTube always don't alert you. So in the comment section, I put the code 474747,
Mm-hmm.
and you put Classy Climb in there, and it'll put you on the text notification list, because some of y'all be like, I haven't heard you go live in forever, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do about that. But thank you for the $5. Yeah, it's a sabbatical. You know what? I realized so many people take a sabbatical, so I'm gonna do a whole sabbaticals. What's up, Charles Ogilvy 10X? Charles Ogilvy comes on after you. We just getting cutting up tonight. Curtis
You
Davis,
see the shirt, Charles? She's repping you.
I know, Charles. You see the shirt? Charles Ogilvy, do you see the shirt? I gave Todd Capital free marketing today. I would love a super chat, you guys, for Todd Capital shirt. They said, what about NASDAQ?
NASDAQ is cool too. So most of the technology companies are traded on the NASDAQ. So for example, I think
and
Uber.
New York Stock Exchange, but take your time. Explain the first one.
Yes. But so for example, I believe it was Dropbox came out recently last year. They decided that they wanted to launch on the NASDAQ. Now, the NASDAQ is different than an index. Before I was explaining what the Dow Jones was and what the S&P 500 is. So those are indexes. And the NASDAQ, sometimes people consider it an index because it has most of the technology companies in it. But the NASDAQ is also a trading, like I don't know what the word is, but it's like a broker. It's not a brokerage. It's a stock exchange. Yeah. So when people decide to launch and go public, which is an IPO, they can decide what stock exchange they want to house their company on. And they can decide either the NASDAQ or the New York Stock Exchange. So those are two different stock exchanges where companies will decide to house their stock or house their company.
Okay. So yeah, Todd Milley, someone snitched on me already, emailed Todd Milley that I was wearing a shirt today. So there you go, Todd Milley, you're getting free promotional capital right here, 10X. All right, Curtis Davis said he made $40 on Tuesday. It's been a good week. Congrats, Curtis.
Hey, good job, Curtis.
Okay, there's 130 of you here. Make sure you hit the like button. If you guys like these stock talks and you want me to bring on Teri, you got to hit the like button. All right, so Business 89 said, I wish you were my friend. I swear people around here don't understand anything. They believe everything's a scam until I show them and just get educated. Yes.
Good job. And that's true. Like, the ways to become a successful investor are three things. One, you need to get educated. So actually take some courses. And not just try to look at YouTube videos or free material, like actually pay to get some solid information. Then it's good to have a mentor. Get somebody who's been actually successful at investing and study under them, because there's so many different ways to trade. If you listen to this person here and this person there, you'll just get confused. You'll be swamped by books and knowledge and just be confused. So find someone that you like, you relate to, that you feel like you can learn from, and learn their strategy. Once you perfect that, then move to the next one. And then you got to practice. Like, there's so many people who, they learn all this information, but have yet to trade a real stock. I want you to practice and actually start trading some real money. So part of that's just spending some time looking at stocks, getting familiar with how they move, so that the next time something comes around, like an opportunity, you can take it.
Yeah. I mean, and here's the thing. There's a guy's commercial on YouTube. I'm not going to say his name, but the commercial. It's like, eat, sleep, trade, eat, sleep, trade, eat, sleep, trade, which is hilarious and perfect. But what happens is, I was telling people about having to have hyper focus, Teri. I was doing a live on Instagram where I was wilding out, and I was like, you guys, there's two schools of methods. Here's one. It's the 12-week year where you just take 12 weeks and work on one goal. And so for some people who are like, I really want to learn the stock market, it's really important for you to take that time out and learn that one goal. Hold on. I'm trying to grab my other book that I'm trying to reference here. Like, you know, I don't got time for y'all to be making fun of me moving around. So the other one here is the 100-day goal journal. I find this to be very, very helpful. Accomplish what matters to you most, John Lee Dumas. And the reason I think it's a good one, and these aren't affiliates. I'm not even putting the affiliate link. I'm just out here. It asks you, it starts your thing off with, what are you grateful for? And you know, what in 100 days will you be accomplishing? To achieve this, what are the 3 micro goals you need to do? And then in the nighttime, you say, you know, what wonderful things happened today? What are their struggles? And 3 possible solutions. So I think for you guys, you work with somebody like Teri, you focus, you buckle down either for your 100-day plan, which is 90 days, or the 12-week year. I find that you learn so much. That's when, you know what I mean? You really do your biggest growth when you're really focused on it and you're training. Because your class is how long, Teri?
You can learn in 60 days. Like, it's 4 different classes. They're all online. You can go self-paced. But I tell people, take about 2 weeks per class and you'll be trading. Actually, you'll be trading in your simulator in the first 2 weeks. But you'll actually be trading with real money, I think real money, by end of 60 days, 8 weeks.
And what's the purpose of the simulator? Do you think it's for people to get comfortable, for people to do what? What does the simulator do for people, Teri, do you think? Build confidence?
I'll answer that question, but I have a question before. Did you go and get that book that fast? Like, where did you get
no,
that?
it was just right here. I didn't want to like do all this kind of like Spider-Man movements on camera so they can make fun of me and take Snapchat pictures. I got time for that. It was right here. It was right beside me.
I was like, she ran to the closet fast?
No. It is right here. I mean, like, I literally have a stack of books that sit right here. And then I have 400 books in the closet because they're still packed up. I'm not going to unpack until I move to my new house. And then I have like 400 books at my mom's house. So she's like, could you get these out my house, please? Thank you. So
you can send them to me. I need some new bookshelf books. But the simulator is so that you can practice with fake money. I give you the strategy, but then I want you to practice it. So for example, in the first course, you're going to practice looking at good companies, and you're actually going to make the trade, place a trade, sell the trade. See what it feels like to actually make money or lose money. Then after that, we go into risk management, and I want you to still practice in the simulator because I'm going to give you some formulas to help protect your risk. Are you putting in stops? Are you calculating how many quantity and shares you should actually be trading? Are you making sure not to get in at the highs and to wait for it to come down to where banks are buying? So I'll give you some different strategies and formulas, and I want you to start practicing that, but you're going to practice but while trading in the simulator. And you should be seeing yourself get better and better as you go to each new class. The next class is charts. That's where we're going to really talk about how do you find out exactly what price to get into that stock and what price to sell. Now practice. See if you're doing a good job with it. Are you plotting this correctly? Once you've done some trades in the simulator, this is fake money, so you don't have to worry about, oh my God, I'm going to lose everything. Nope, just practice. Practice, see some consistency, see yourself getting better. And then once you're seeing some gains in the simulator, you can do it with your real money. So that's what the simulator is.
Okay, good. I like that. So someone said, what are your thoughts, Rock and Roll Dina, on micro E-mini?
So I don't trade that. I actually trade full stocks and full companies. So for me, like I have about 30 stocks that I trade that I've been watching for a while. And I give my students some different pointers on how to pick good companies. And then I want them to get really familiar with those companies. So I'm sorry, I don't have any thoughts on that one because it's not one of the ones that I trade often.
Got you. Someone said Twilo's has been a home run stock. Somebody said, I have a nice amount of Amazon stock, but I really want to get into a newly public retail stock. Are newly public companies riskier?
Yes. So a newly public company would be like a recent IPO. And some of the recent IPOs that have come out are like Pinterest, who just had earnings and didn't do too well in earnings. Uber just came out and they didn't have a very good open. Lyft came out. They've been down since they're open. So the answer is yes, those companies are more risky because we haven't had time to see them trade for a while. And for me as a technical trader, I like to look at charts. So I need some time for there to be some data in those charts to see where the price really should be. So the answer is yes, they are going to be more risky. And then my second question for you would be, why do you want to trade a retail stock? Why not trade a stock that's doing really well? Is the retail sector really doing that well? I don't want you to trade something or pick something just because it's fun and you just kind of like the company. Yeah, I want you to trade something that you can make money on. Like this is so that you can build income, not just to be in something. But I really am proud of you on your Amazon trade. Like it did really well today. You've been doing pretty well, I'm sure. So good job on that.
Listen, everybody, I'm just literally going to give Teri a stack. I go to the bank, give Teri a stack and be like, get to trading, girl. Get to trading, okay? Take my stack and make it do something, okay? I ain't got time for this. I'm going on some sabbatical.
You're not the first person that has said that. My pastor the other day was like, just so you know, if you just start seeing some Cash App things come through, I'm just sending you money.
Yeah, just go ahead and trade it for me. I ain't got time. I'm on sabbatical. All right, somebody said, what are your thoughts on using Robinhood for day trading? Y'all must not have seen the first show, but go ahead.
Yeah, if you're a new trader.
Oh, Teri, did you freeze? Teri! No, Teri, I think we lost you. Teri, you froze on us. Come back, Teri. Okay, now you did freeze. You froze.
Oh, I did.
I know you're in your mansion, so make sure you're near the internet in your mansion now.
I am. See, I thought you froze. I didn't know I froze. Well, with Robinhood, it's a good starter app. It has no fees in the beginning, so that's nice. But I do think once you're wanting to really actively trade for income, you should upgrade to a broker that has more capability. So you want one that gives you really good news. You also want one where you can do multiple entries and multiple exits. Like one of the things that I love about mine is I can program my trades and I can like automate them so that I can walk away and do something else, but know that if it hits here, it's getting out. If it hits here, it's getting out. No matter what, I'm either making this much or losing this much, or I'll still be in the trade. But that gives you peace of mind, but not all brokers can do that. Some like Merrill Lynch, great broker, but they only let you do one exit at a time. So you can't program both your stop and your exit, versus other ones that are more robust, you can do that. And you want it to have really good charting features too.
So you would recommend TradeStation?
Yep, that's my favorite. And I like them.
What's your thoughts on E-Trade?
E-Trade is cool, but I don't know how well they've been doing with customer service. Back in the day, like I've tried several different brokers, so I'll give y'all, not right now, but if you want it, let me know. I can put it in the questions. But the T on back in the day when I was using E-Trade, I would call them when I needed help. So like I have no shame with calling the broker and being like, look, I'm in this trade and it's not acting right. What's going on? But like they wouldn't know. Their customer service just wasn't educated. So they would send me from person to person to person. I'd be on the phone for hours. And by that time, I'm like, the market is closed. There's nothing else we can do. Like, so
E-Trade got better. It was a little, I've been having E-Trade since college, so I'm just a diehard loyalist. But yeah, they had, their customer service was pretty crappy for a while. I think it's better now though. I'd have to get somebody else's opinion who's active. I'm just like, it's still over there, still giving my dividends. Okay. Like I don't, I use it for dividends. So
yeah. Well, good to know. I'll take your word for it then that they've gotten better.
Okay. We got some more questions. Trucker Tony, hey Ericka, do you have a number to contact you about business credit? My number is the consulting link. Hit the consulting link, set up a consult, and that's how you can talk to me. But if you don't want to do that, I have a course out. I dropped it today. It is a funding course. Tells you everything you need to do to get your business funding, business credit is in there, how to get on the auctions, all that other stuff, talking about funding. It's one of the best ones I've done. And for everybody who's ever joined the Hood Estates Elite, they're like, man, when you talk about alternative funding, Ericka, that's the shit. So, excuse my language. Go down into the links. I've put the funding course, and if you want to consult, you have to hit the link. I just don't have any, like, I kid you not, I don't have any free time to just hop on the phone with anybody.
Y'all have to go on sabbatical. You gotta pay to get her off sabbatical. And
like, I'm about to be out here. Charles Ogilvy says, does Teri have a plan to do any collaborating with Tela Holcomb? TELAHOLCOMB? Who's that?
Yeah, so Tela's another trader. I like her a lot. I was so impressed with her when I first started. She was already trading and telling other people about it. So she was somebody that I had like looked up to and was really proud of. We haven't said that we would do anything together. Our friends, like we chat on Instagram every now and again. So I'm hoping if I see her at FinCon that we can like talk through some collaborations. But yeah, she's one of the only other people I know that's day trading and teaching people how to day trade. So
love it. And they're sharing your Instagram. Good stuff. Thank you, Janai Davis, for the $2 super chat. Okay, we have some more questions in here, folks. Hold on. What about paper trades? Think or swim?
That's fine. Wherever you can, if you have access to Thinkorswims, that's paper trading is fake money or simulator. Those are all same thing. If you have access to their paper trading, do it. I just want you to be able to practice. I want you to practice with ideally practice with some fake money before you just jump in with your real money.
Yeah, I hear you. So Urban 8 says, Teri, do you have any tips on how to trade options? I want to try, but I'm worried I'll be wrong and lose money. I'll be trading on Robinhood. Don't you teach that in your course?
I do. So I added options to my VIP program, and I'm so glad you asked about it because I wanted to talk about, I wanted to talk about options today. So a couple tips I have for those option folks. One, options, they get more expensive around volatile times. So right now with the trade war coming up, they just got more expensive. Or around earnings season, they get more expensive. And what do I mean? I would relate it to buying Pringles at the airport. Like at a regular day, when you go buy Pringles from the grocery store, they're like 99 cents. But when you go to the airport and there's Pringles, they're $5.09. Like literally, I checked this the other day. I was like, what? Why are these Pringles $5? But that same thing happens to options. So you need to be really careful when buying options during volatile times because you're actually having to pay a premium for that option at the time. And you guys know that when options get closer to expiration date, they start losing all their value. So not only are you paying a higher price for them, but also when they start losing value, you're losing more money. So that's one thing to be aware of. Right now, they're going to be more expensive because it's volatile. Another thing that I want you to think about is selling options versus buying options. And I know some people right now, y'all are like, this is Chinese to me. I don't get it, but I'm just answering the question about options. So one of the things that I have come to love is selling options instead of buying options. So that's selling calls or selling puts. And the reason I love it is because it's very similar to owning a business. In a regular business, you sell a product and they give you money for it, correct? So with options, when selling options and selling calls and selling puts, it's very similar to that. You sell the call up front and you get money in your account. And unless they ask for a refund, which would mean it goes in, like it becomes in the money, you get to keep the money they gave you. So it's very similar to operating a business. And I kind of like that concept. You don't have to worry about it getting to a certain number. It just needs to stay below or depending on what you bought, like a put or a call, it just needs to stay below where you bought it and you get to keep all the money. So I think one of the things and one of the strategies that I've really come to love and that I'm going to teach my students, like our VIP students are learning options in the next 2 weeks, is how to sell calls and sell puts because they statistically make more money.
Okay. So we have some other questions. What time is it? 8:39. All right. We don't want to re-roll it over, but this is your fire round. Okay. So what are your thoughts on covered calls?
Covered calls are fine, but you can actually sell, like you don't actually have to buy the stock, the underlying stock in order to sell a call. You can just outright sell a call if you have that level of approval. So I don't think you always have to do a covered call, just sell the call.
Okay. So then it says internet speed. What internet speed do you need to be trading at your house?
As fast as possible. So whatever, if you use whatever provider you use, just ask them to give you the top or at least the second to top fastest. Because I have had some times where my internet has frozen and I wanted to make a trade. And I'm like, no. So just as fast as you can afford. I thought this was supposed to be the fast round. No, I'm just
All right, watch it. Terry, somebody asked, could you trade for them? Somebody in the comments says no, she has to have a license. Or is there any kind of like, okay, do you trade for people? What do you do? Is it a private investment thing?
No, I don't trade for people. I prefer to teach you how to trade your own money, but I do allow people to do small business loans into my company, and then I do a 10% return on that. So if you want to do like a small business loan, DM me or find me through Ericka, and we can talk about that.
I'm telling you, I be telling people, listen, like money moves. You can make money all day. You just got to have the paper. Paper is just a tool. Like you can give somebody a loan 10% back on their money. It's just, I try to get, that's again, put the funding course where somebody said they couldn't see it. I just put the links right under your comment. So it's there. If you want a consulting call is still going to be under that link. Okay. Let me see. Also, the next one was, how do you contact Teri? Alternative Medicine asks, is there a contact spot? Is there a website? Is there a consulting link for you?
Are you able to put, so I do have a website. It's investwithteri.com. The best way to contact me is through DM of Instagram. So my Instagram is at I'm an investor.
They've been sharing it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Say it anyway.
Okay, so I'm an investor. It looks like Imani investor, which is also, I'll go by either because Imani means faith. So Imani investor. DM me in Instagram. Like I look at my DMs and I look at my Insta. Also, you can email me. Y'all go ahead and put my email down there too.
No, Teri, no. Don't do that.
Okay, never mind. Don't do that.
I get 100 emails a day. This is why I'm taking a sabbatical. These people will email you to death. 20 emails later. You have to have a border wall. Don't do it, Teri.
Okay.
You already said a dangerous word. DM me. Now you're gonna have like 150 DMs. You better put you a link. Go on sales.com or put some type of consulting link. I don't care if it's $5. Like create a boundary because these people do not respect boundaries. And it's not the good people on the show right now. Y'all are some good people. There's 150 on y'all right now. Y'all are good people, but there are some bad people out there who will cut a fool and blow up your email. I've had some crazy emails, like some angry ones too. So don't do that, Teri. Don't do it. What we will do is you will go to Imani Investor on Instagram. You will DM Teri with respect. When you DM her, you will say, my name is blank. I saw you on Ericka's show. And then your question. If you ask Teri something out of pocket and she screenshots it to me, I will try my hardest to find your IPO and I will try my hardest to find your Instagram. And I will make it my mission to act like I don't have no sense when I message you, okay? Because every time I bring a host on, some of y'all go to their Instagram and are rude. And we're not gonna tolerate that. You don't do it. You don't do it to Sarah or Susan. Don't do it to Teri, okay? I'm done. I'm off my horse now. I'm gonna get off my horse. Someone said,
y'all. No.
They have to get on that horse, okay? Someone said Schwab was good. Someone kind of rolled their eyes at TD Ameritrade. So again, Teri recommended TradeStation.
They're all good brokerages. You can start with them all. TradeStation actually gives my students a discount. So they're just on it. I got a message today from a student that was like, TradeStation is amazing. Like they are on it for my students. So they let us trade for 1 cent per share when it's usually $5 commission in and out of a trade. They let us trade for 1 cent per share. So if you're trading 100 shares, you only paid $1 in and out. And that's for this like super robust platform, especially for traders. And there's usually
that's just for your students though.
Yeah, that's just for my students. So you have to sign up for my school, but it literally also pays for itself. So they're giving us 20% back on our commission fees. So until you pay off the cost of my class. So you get my class 100% free as you're trading. They just put the commissions back towards your account. And then they also, on top of that, they also waive, there's usually like $100 a month fee to use the 1 cent a share plan. They waive that. So like they are really, really helping our students become great traders. So yeah, I like them a lot.
Okay, y'all hear that? Someone asked how much was your class, Teri? And you have two different types of class. So your first class, travel and trade, is your classic class. It's $1,997, but this is the one you started with. You there's like 7 steps or something. You explain better than me. You go ahead.
You were doing such a good job.
I didn't want to steal your thunder, baby. Go ahead.
So yes, there's 2 different classes. The first one is trade and travel, and it has 4 different classes in it. So you actually get more than just like one class. It's a whole course. And that one teaches you from opening an account all the way to reading charts, protecting your risk, and doing some advanced level trades. So that's trade and travel. And Ericka was right. It's $1,997. And then we have a VIP program because a lot of my students wanted to keep learning. They were like, Teri, we're going to miss you. Because we also do some group calls once a week. I do group calls. And so they were sad to be leaving the call. So now we have an advanced course, and that course covers shorting. So how do you make money when the stock market goes down, which, by the way, you really need right now because of all this trade war stuff. And then we talk about options and then some more advanced charting techniques. So it's an awesome class. And that one is $5,000. But one of the reasons why it's $5,000 is because you also get personal access to me. So you can schedule a personal coaching call with me, and we can go over whatever you're missing.
Yeah, Teri, the cost is low. Listen, I'm telling y'all, there are several people on the internet right now who are selling stock classes, and they're $10,000. Teri is doing it for $2,000 and $5,000.
They're $20,000. So some of the people I'm coaching literally paid $45,000 plus for some of the schools, the investing schools, but still didn't get it. So now they're coming to me and I'm coaching them and they're starting to learn. Like I literally have one student, and I don't know if she wants me to share her name, but she said I could share her testimony. She spent over $45,000 in a online trading school that you go to the school for about a week and then they kind of just throw you out there and tell you to trade, but she didn't really get what she was learning. So now she came to me, I started coaching her, and after 3 weeks, she was able to actually implement the process, and she's made like over $2,600. So she's really paid back the cost of the trade and travel program, and now she's working on paying back the cost of the VIP program. So yeah, she wishes that she had come to me first.
Yeah, and what I tell people is like, again, just because the number is high for some other class doesn't mean it's quality, right? Like a lot of times the smaller YouTubers, the smaller business owners give really quality stuff at cheaper prices. So again, y'all cracking me up. Jay Palin said, thank you for answering my internet speed question. Thank you for the $2 super chat. Thank you, y'all, for posting Teri's Instagram. Look, Bender Barton said, no sliding in the DMs with mess. The goal is to learn and become an accredited investor. You can get into stocks early.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Is it a promotional period, or are the rates / discounts with TradeStation for life?
They're for life. Yep. Once you are part of my class, they're for life.
Oh, nice. Somebody asked, do you have any discounts? There are no more discounts. Teri gave good discounts last year. Y'all missed them. It's over. And here's my thing. That's what I want to tell people. You should, anywhere in this space, I always talk about from $500 to $3,000. This is what I call ladder income. I call that income where you're building, you're trying to save, you're trying to have a little bit of cushion of saving, and you should be investing in smaller things, smaller notes, bank certificates, just like having a cushion. But if you're like, let's say you get really focused and you work Uber for 4 weekends, and now you have $2,000 that you want to put with Teri to learn a skill. This is a lifelong skill. Like I live in Austin, Texas, where dudes basically day trade and then hang out at night. I mean, like it's a real life skill that a lot of people in different communities have. There's a whole YouTube channels where a guy's like, oh yeah, I have 2 rentals and my wife said I could day trade because I have rental. I mean, like it's a legit skill, right? So that's what I try to tell people.
lifetime skill.
All
And
right.
you can wait, and real quick, just one thinking about like the amount of money that you can make. So one thing I like to tell people is if I can teach you just how to make $200 a day, that ends up being an extra $1,000 a week, an extra $4,000 a month, an extra $48,000 a year just by teaching you how to make $200 a day. So this is, and then not only just 48,000 this year, but every single year moving forward, now you're making 48,000 plus because your account size is growing, which is what I was talking about in the beginning. Depending on your account size, you might be making more than that. So it's a skill that you'll have for a lifetime.
Also, the number one question is how much do they need to start with trading? Like,
great question. So just so you guys know, there's a difference between investing and trading. And I think most of you guys know it, but just in case, investing and trading is a type of investing. But a lot of times when people use the word investing, they're thinking more passive investing or retirement, long-term investing. That you can start investing with any amount. There's some stocks that are $20. You can buy a share with $20. So you can start investing with any amount. But I would say to trade, you need to have at least 2,000. And I know before I said 1,000, that's fine too. But 2,000 will allow you to actually trade with margin, which is something we do in my course. So I think 2,000 is a good buffer amount.
Okay. All right. So what are the best hours to make yourself available to really get into trading?
I think the first hour of the stock market being open, for Central Time, that's 8:30. I know for Eastern Time, that's 9:30. If you can be available that first hour and maybe even like 30 minutes before and 30 minutes after it's open, that's a really important hour of the trading day because you want to see what direction the market is heading for the day. And then at the end of the trading day for Central Time, that's 2 to 3. If you can be around during that time and at least able to peek at your phone a couple times, that's an important time too. There's really high volume. Stocks are moving a lot in that last hour. So if you can be available those 2 times, and then like I personally like to check at lunchtime just to see what's going on. But again, you're doing all this on your cell phone. So it really doesn't take much to kind of peek, look, and then you can put it back down.
So what were the times again? Say the times again.
It depends by time zone, but let's just say Central Time Zone. So Central Time Zone, like 8 to 9, that first hour of the trade day. The stock market opens at 8:30, but I like you to be able to look at it a little earlier. And then that last hour of the trading day, which is 2 to 3 Central Time, I think that's a good time to be able to look at it.
So go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, then in terms of just doing your homework, a lot of the students, especially in the beginning, you need about an hour at night to look at charts. And depending on how many companies you're watching, it may not take you that much, or you may want to spend a little bit more. But I think it's important to have some time at night where you can just look, check, see how the stocks are doing, plot out where the bank, like this is literally what I'm going to teach you how to do. Find out where the big banks, like those investment banks, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, where are they buying shares of this stock, what price, and what price are they selling it at? I want you to plot that on your chart so that when it hits that, you'll be able to make a move.
Like it. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, Teri is such a popular lady, but again, Steve Harvey made this whole comment like, you can't be asleep. You live in California. People already done got up at 8 a.m. on the East Coast trading stocks and you missing stuff. Like, it was super funny. I think Steve Harvey's being dramatic, but I do think your rest is important, but depending on what you're trying to do, you need to be up. So
California people, I'm sorry, I know we gotta go, but California people, you have a great asset because before you get up to go to work, that's when the stock market, like at 6 a.m., the stock market is opening for you. So you could trade, make some good money in the morning, and then go to work. Like your time zone, like really helps you with stocks. And by lunchtime, you're done. So you get the whole rest of your afternoon to chill. And I like trading when I'm in California because the hours just make it nice.
I feel you. Okay, so Teri, listen, I don't want to eat in Todd Millie's time and our other special guests. I have surprise guests coming on, but I love our stock conversations. But again, everybody, please thank Miss Teri for coming on. Frida James gave a $2.99 super chat. She said, much love from Salt Lake City, Utah. Love Teri's class. Someone said, I love watching CBNC in the morning. I do too. Huge disadvantage on Alaska time. It's no such thing as disadvantage. I loved Alaska when I lived there. Thank you, Travis Purnell, for the $9.99 super chat. Shout out to Teri. Great information. Keep it up. What else? What else?
And thank you to all my students who joined. Thank you guys so much for joining on. And I'm so glad to see you guys learning. And they've been killing it, though, Ericka. Real talk, they've been killing it. I've been seeing their returns in the Facebook group. They've been killing it.
Listen, screenshots, girl, screenshots. Just blur their names. But yeah, whenever y'all see me and Teri next, we're going to be hanging out in Dallas. And then also I'm going to drag Teri to some island. We're going to go to Belize or somewhere. I don't know. One of the two. I'm just dragging Teri with me. She can trade on her phone. She'll be okay. All right, you guys. Thank you, Teri, so much for coming on today at such short notice. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Bye, guys. Love y'all.
Bye, Teri.